The messed up thing about my older brother is that he is actually friends with police officers in our town. It seems like they every once in a while they come over to the house and hang out with him, and it's really awkward. Like right now, there's a police officer's car who is illegally parked outside my house. That's like outside, like on the they're parked on the wrong side of the street, and obviously there's footage of this now. So his friend, who's a police officer, parked illegally on the street in our neighborhood and just came over, and they're downstairs in the living room watching a sports game and laughing. I mean, this is ridiculous. I mean, I can't just go down there and tell the police officer, the man you're hanging out with, he beats me. Because what will happen is I'll get beat down in front of him. And probably, I mean, the man is so unstable, you don't know what kind of behavior he'll resort to if he's, in front of a police officer friend. It can get violent and crazy because he's done that before. He's acted crazy in front of people in desperate situations like that. So I'm just getting this on video, that there's a police officer's car right there, parked on the side street. The police officer, I could tell it's a police officer because I can hear his walkie-talkie when he was walking through the hallways. Like, I definitely hear the police officer walkie-talkie, so he's in uniform, hanging out with my brother downstairs. That's awful. A week ago, or something like that, several days ago, a police officer came here to check on me, because apparently somebody called 911 to check on me when they saw probably one of my posts about it. I still don't know who it was. They said it was like undisclosed or something. I don't remember. Anyway, a police officer was a totally different guy who's never met my older brother, but the guy hanging out with my brother right now is probably the same officer that comes here occasionally, but I hadn't seen him come here in a long time. Like, at least I didn't notice that he's been here at all in a long time. Well, anyway, there's his car parked there outside at on the wrong side of the street, where it's illegal to park a car, and just being a goddamn asshole police officer who doesn't respect anything and does terrible things to everyday citizens. The reason I don't have my license right now, because it's suspended, is for what they call a rolling stop at a stop sign, like a red octagon stop sign in one of the suburbs of our city where like cops are way uptight. I was obeying the law perfectly, but they called it a rolling stop, and I remember specifically stopping at the light, or it wasn't the light, it was the stop sign with the word stop on it. There wasn't even a traffic light, and there was no traffic on the street to begin with. The cop was sitting with their their headlights and taillights off and the motor on, and they were just being assholes on the in some parking lot looking for anybody. And they pulled me over because I was the only car there on an odd night for there to be a car going down the street, and they pulled me over for no reason. And because there was any alcohol in my breath from being at the bar, which I didn't think I could possibly have had enough alcohol to even fail a breathalyzer test, they asked. I was like, well, okay, I don't think there's a problem. And obviously it was the legal limit, not the actual, what's the limit, not the scientific limit, which is different, and they don't go by that. Well, I learned the hard way that I should not have had one too many beers when I was completely coherent on the road. I wasn't skidding on the road or anything like that. I was obeying all the laws of the road, and they got me on what they called a rolling stop, and I definitely know that wasn't what it was. I had my turn signal on, and I was stopped at the sign. Anyway, that goes on and on, but anyway, that was years ago in 2015. I can't afford to pay the suspension fee to lift the suspension so I can get out of this house. And even if I had paid it at any point, because it's hard to even have the amount of money that it required, working below minimum wage, it's really difficult for me to pay that money. So even if I had paid the money, I would have not been able to drive the only car that we have because of a stipulation in my parents' thing for the car, whatever. It's anyway, they're laughing down there. Awful. I guess I'll spy on them slightly, right? awful. I don't know. This is ridiculous.